Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabup.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today I have a special treat for you. The Stamping Society has a blog hop. This is an international group of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that share with you either a technique or a bundle, and we all make projects with the same technique or bundle. Today we are going to be using the Itty Bitty Christmas. Whoops, hang on, I just lost a die here. Ooh, there we go. Don't worry, I got it. These dies are called the Christmas Layer dies, and they are paired up with the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. Both of these are featured in the holiday mini catalog. Did you hear the die call? Yeah, I'll pick it up in a minute. So I am going to make some really cool cards for you. I think you're going to love them, and everybody else is going to be making projects using the same bundle of products. So you're going to get lots of ideas with the Itty Bitty Christmas and also the Christmas Layer dies. And included with this, when you place an order through me, I will send you an exclusive tutorial that has six different projects using the Itty Bitty Christmas bundle, complete with instructions, dimensions, photographs, and exclusive video tutorials. And that is my thank you for your order. So I always appreciate that. Now, if you're a demonstrator or you've just placed an order and you don't need to place another one, or perhaps you already have the Itty Bitty Christmas and all the tools that you're going to need to recreate these cards, you can buy the tutorial from me for $7. Good deal, right? Okay, let's flip this camera around. I can't hardly wait to show you what I've made. So here's a better look at this Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. You get 18 different greetings in here. And this, I think, is my favorite one, Have a Sugar Sprinkled Season. And then I always love Believe. And then we have the Lots of Love at Christmas. So many pretty, pretty fonts in here. This is a great greeting set. And I paired it up with the Christmas Layers dies. That's what this is called. You get 7 different dies in here. And I am going to be using the snowflake dies for the cards that I'm making today. Did you just hear the lawnmower start up? So let me tell you a little quick story. My husband finally, after a million years, decided that he wanted a new riding lawnmower. We've gone through so many used ones, and he's fixing them all the time, and you know, they just wear out. We've had them forever. So he finally bought a brand new riding lawnmower last week. Today, he just wants to get the lawn mowed one last time before it snows tonight. Yep, we're getting snow tonight in Wisconsin. And when he engages the spinny thinger that cuts the grass, the blade, when he engages the blade, the mower quits. And the battery was dead when he went to start it. Now, they just delivered this brand new riding lawnmower last week. Can you hear it? So now he's out there running around with it, but he can't cut the lawn. So then we still have our old riding lawnmower, and he thought, okay, I'll just cut it with the old riding lawnmower, and that battery was dead. So he just came in here and he's like, oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe. So yeah, that's what the noise is outside. Anyways, maybe too much information. Let's get back to stamping. That's what I'm good at. I decided to pair my Itty Bitty Christmas and my Christmas Layers dies with the beautiful Feels Like Frost 6x6 Designer Series paper. One side is a beautiful photograph of winter scenes. The other side is gorgeous silver foil embossed images. And aren't these just so, so pretty? When I first saw these, I was like, oh my Lord, these are delicious. So that's what I decided to use for my cards. Let's get started here, and I'll show you how to make some beautiful winter themed cards. So first of all, I have a scrap of, this is the this is kind of a violet frosty looking weeds out in a field. And then the back of it is the silver foil polka dots. So I've just got a scrap of that. I've got a scrap of Night of Navy. I've got 2 pieces of our silver foil sheets, and both of these are a 1/2 inch by 5.5. I've got a scrap that has the silver stripes on it from the Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper here, and this is just a 1/2 inch wide, and it's just a scrap. We're gonna cut it down. I've also got a scrap of Night of Navy, and this is, let's see if this is 5/8 inches wide, and we're gonna cut it down to meet our needs. An inside layer of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I decided to choose this pattern, and I've got 4 more cards using 4 different patterns to share with you after I show you how to make this card with the Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper. So this piece is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then our card base is Night of Navy, 4 1/4 by 11, and I've already scored it here at 5 1/2. So we're going to burnish that edge good and get a crisp fold. I think what I'll do is start with the inside. I'm using Night of Navy ink, and then I've got the Thinking of You at Christmas. I love this greeting because, first of all, it's sweet, right? Thinking of You at Christmas. And I love the fonts. All of these have like different fonts. They're very unique and quirky and trendy, and I love that. All right, we're gonna take this piece. Where's my liquid glue? I just cracked open a brand new bottle of liquid glue, you guys, and it's almost as fun as opening a new ink pad that doesn't have any, you know, isn't all beat up from excessive use, I guess is a good way to put it. All of my ink pads get excessively used. So I'm just gonna take that 5/8 inch strip and add it to the bottom of my inside layer. And if you trim it from the back, you can get a nice straight line there. And then I decided to use this striped paper. And this is, again, the Feels Like Frost. I'm just going to add a little strip of liquid glue there. And I'm going to add this, and this is going to just jazz up the inside of my card a little bit. We're going to also add one of the snowflakes in there after we have those die cut, because I clearly believe that the inside of a card, when you open a card, the party should not be over. It should continue. And by decorating the insides of your cards, you will have that. And isn't that just very pretty? Yeah, just a little bit of effort. And these are scraps, mind you. They were just cast off pieces that I added to the inside. Okay, we're going to take this layer and we're going to die cut these snowflakes. Okay, I want those. And you're going to do this twice on this layer. And then I want 1 each of these little snowflakes. Let me get some more light in here. Yeah, I've got my lights kind of pointed away from here. You're going to do 1 each of these little snowflakes, or however many you want, but that's what I'm going to do. So 2 of the big one, 1 each of these. I'll be right back. Okay, so once I have those die cut, I just wanted to show you how easily they come out of these dies, because they really surprised me. I thought they were going to be pretty putsy. So we've got this little tiny one, and let me put these away so I don't lose them. This one just fell right out. This is the bigger of the 2 individual snowflakes, just fell right out. And all of these little bits and pieces come right out too. You could certainly use your die brush, but I don't think it's really necessary. They just pop right out. And then this one is the big one, and this falls right out, and all the pieces fall right out of it. So we just got a few little things. And again, I'm just being lazy. You can get your die brush out and brush these really easily. But that's it. Whoops, there's one more. Do I have them all? I think I have them all. That's it. They all come out super, super easy. Now, if you find that your die cutting machine is not getting, die cutting them this well, you may want to add a shim. You know that all die cutting machines are just a tiny little fraction different, like on their settings. So sometimes you need to add a shim, sometimes you don't. I found that I did not, and all my pieces just fell right out. It made me very happy, let's just say that. And then there's a few pieces left in the die, and I'm just going to drop it a couple times, and all I have left in here is one little piece. I don't even have to do anything special to that. So that makes me happy, because the less you have to putz around with that, the more card making you can get to, right? Okay, the other thing that I wanted to show you is I'm going to bring in my rectangle stitched framelits, and I've been using these a lot lately. I really do love them. This one I am going to take and I am going to cut right out of the middle of my 3 3/4 by 5.5 inch layer. Now I've got some washi tape on here and I pressed that. You want to make sure you put that on your clothes a few times before you use it because you don't want it to tear your paper or your cardstock. But I'm just going to add that right here to hold my die in place. I want it to go through my machine straight. And then we're going to do just a tiny bit of embossing and we're going to use this rectangle shape. So let's do that right away. I've got my embossing buddy here in my Night of Navy scrap, Versamark ink, and this is where my sentiment for the front is going to come in, and it says Seasons Greetings. Just going to put that right on there, and then I'm going to bring in a new product. Well, it's new to me anyways. This is Shimmer White Stampin' Emboss Powder. Oh my goodness, look at all that deliciousness. Yeah, it's white mixed with some very, very fine glitter. And we also have this in black. So we've got it in white and in black. And I'm just going to pour that on my sentiment. Look how pretty that is. I hope you can see that shimmer in the light because it really is gorgeous. You guys just trust me if you can't see it, that it's gorgeous. Okay, we'll get this put away. And then I've still got my old decrepit heat tool here. My other one is packed up for classes that I have tonight and tomorrow night. But this old workhorse still works fabulously. We're just going to heat set this. And once you see that turn glossy, you know that it's done. And that's it. Now with this one, I am going to die cut it with the smallest rectangle, and I'm going to get this one die cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. We are ready. Now I love the stitched or the rectangle stitched framelit dies because they leave the stitching on this layer, and then I can use this layer that also has stitching around the edges for something else. And isn't that just beautiful? Yeah, I will be using that. I'm definitely not going to toss that. It is not a scrap. And here we go with this one. And again, we've got those nice stitched edges there, and it left it on the negative also. So we're going to take some mini glue dots. I can find them here. Here we go. And I'm going to put mini glue dots on the back of this layer towards the outside corners or edges. And then we're going to grab our snowflakes. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put our snowflakes in this window. So you could use mini glue dots. You could use, I'm using regular old tape. And I like to use that because, number one, it's on my desk and it's easy and quick, right? We're going to just add those there. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And then I'm going to bring in the other set. Remember, we cut two. I'm going to bring in the other set, and I'm going to add those to the bottom window opening. And there we go. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, next we need some big dimensionals. So we have the baby dimensionals we just put on this layer, and these are the big mama dimensionals, right? And we're going to use lots of them because I want this entire layer to be supported. And dimensionals, you get so many in a pack that there's no need to be conservative with them, I guess is a good way to put it, because you get a ton of them. And there we go. All right. Oh, shoot. I forgot something. Don't put your side dimensionals on yet. I did this on my sample, too. You would think a girl would learn, wouldn't you? All right. So these strips of the silver foil paper, we're going to turn those to the back, and I'm going to put some tape on them. So just hang tight. We have tape like that, and it's going to face up. You can do this however you want. You could use your tape runner and run some tape down your cardstock layer, whatever works for you, but this is how I find it to work the best. So I'm going to take this, whoops, Make sure my tape is on this side of my layer, and I'm going to add some silver stripes right down the side of my Designer Series paper layer. And then we can put those dimensionals back on there. You would think that I would learn, wouldn't you? No, I guess I'm a slow learner. Okay, now these are sticking a little bit more because I left them on there for a little bit more time. Oh, I've got things sticking everywhere. But totally fixable. So if you do what I just did, don't panic. It's okay, you can fix it. All right, and then here comes our other side. This way I can see, I want my, strips of silver to be the same on both sides, and this way I have a good grasp on it, and I can push it down all the way. Oh my Lord. Here we go. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're gonna put our dimensionals back. Ugh, nothing ever goes seamless, does it? This is real life stamping with Kelly. This is how things roll. I was lucky that I caught that right away, so my dimensionals hadn't really, I don't know, it's like they set up and then you can't get them off for anything. But if you make a mistake and have to pull them off and you do it right away, they're forgiving. Okay, look how pretty that is, you guys. All right, here comes our card front. And I'm gonna stand up and make sure I get this placed right. So I'm just going to look at this side because I know it has to be about that far from the edge. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Hang on. Working with dimensionals this way, once you do a few, it gets easier, but your first one can be a little scary. There we go. I think that's going to match up perfectly now. And I'm a layer. I'm going to do it this way. There we go. All right, I just want the same margins on both sides. And I think I've achieved that here. Look how pretty that is. Now, our sentiment is gonna go right on the front, in the middle of our window, just like that. And then what are we gonna do with those little snowflakes? I got this one, and here's a little tool that I've been using. I'm going to squirt a little bit of glue out here onto my inky tissue, and I'm just going to take a little bit of glue because these are so little and so delicate that I don't want to squeeze glue onto them because I know it'll just make a big mess all over the place. And I think for this one, I'm going to put my snowflake right up there, and then we've got this little snowflake, and I'm again going to take the little dot of glue and just set it right on there. We're going to put this on our inside layer. Right there works good. We'll get this glued in. Oh, I can't wait to show you the other ones. I just kind of went crazy, you guys. That's what I do. I went crazy because once I get going, I just have a hard time stopping myself. Look how pretty that is on the inside. Then look at that. Now, I've got a couple more little embellishments. I'm going to use some of these metallic pearls because they're so pretty. I'm going to throw this away so I don't get glue all over the place, right? And here comes some of our metallic pearls. And these are just going to add to the charm of your card. They're very tiny. They come in silver and gold. You get both in one package. So make sure if you're placing an order, you add the metallic pearls to it. I think you will love them. And that's what I'm going to do there. And then if I wanted to, I could take and put a bow on here, and I think I'm going to. So I've got my bow jig here, and hang tight till the very end of the video and I'll tell you all about this thing. I feel like a broken record because I've explained it so many times, and I know that those of you that follow me don't want to hear it again. So I will explain it at the very end of the video. Okay, so here comes... And I'm using the, whoops, the silver metallic edged ribbon. I'm going to trim this off just a little bit more. That's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. Okay, mini glue dot to put that on. And I think I'll put my bow right down here. Oh, well, if I get the glue dot on it, I think I'll put my bow right down here. Now, if you find like, I don't like this is being goofy and it's not laying the way that I want to, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a glue dot under that tail. If you ever have one that won't behave itself, that's a good way to put it. Just add a glue dot behind it and make it go where you want it to go. Bam! All right, isn't that so pretty? This First Frost paper is amazing. So you've got a really nice Christmas card. Okay, I'm gonna clean my mess up and I'll show you the rest of these and then I'll talk to you about the Bow Jig. Here's the card that we made. Here comes another one. And this one uses the frosty forest down here. I've added my snowflake over here right on my center sentiment and a bow up in the corner. Everything else is the same. 3/4 inch piece of scrap from the designer series paper just added to that white layer. Here comes another one. Now this uses the big pine bow with the little pine cone over here. I put my snowflake over there, added a bow. This one says Blessed Christmas Wishes, or Blessed Christmas Wishes. And here's the inside. And again, this was just a scrap that goes along with the paper. Here comes another one. This is used as like weeds out in a field that have frost on them that are oh so pretty. And again, I added the pearls on here. Lots of love at Christmas. Isn't that cute? With a 3/4 inch strip of the scrap here. And then the last one is again some pine bows, but it's different than this one. And I've added my snowflakes, some silver pearls, and thinking of you at Christmas with a little scrap. So you can use all those little scraps to decorate up the insides of your cards, right? What do you guys think of these? Aren't they just absolutely beautiful? Yeah, it's all about the stamp set and the dies and the paper. You have to have some of this First Frost designer series paper. It is so very beautiful. Then, before I let you guys go, I wanted to talk to you about, oh, do I have a die stuck to me someplace? Because I don't see it here. Which dies that I use out of this pack. And now I just lost the little one. Do you hate how that happens? Did I drop it? I'll find it when I clean up. But anyways, I just wanted to tell you, the little die that I use, this little one for the greeting, is right in the middle here. So it's the very smallest one. And then the one that I used for my window to die cut in my designer series paper is the 3rd largest one from this pack. I know sometimes I like to know that. It just helps me so I don't have to figure it out, right? Okay, don't forget, this is all part of the Stamping Society International blog hop. So you're going to want to click right up here in the top right corner and go to my blog, where you're going to find the blog hop so you can see 6 more projects using the Itty Bitty Christmas Bundle. And these guys are so talented. You are going to love what they have come up with. And I love getting multiple ideas with one product, right? And then if you would like to order the tutorial for me, you can pay me $7. There'll be a PayPal button on my blog where you just click on that and I will send you that tutorial within 48 hours. That is a manual process. So I get an email saying that you purchased it. Oh, look it. This is magnetic. So that's where it went. You noticed I was like going, where is that die? So here's that little die that goes right in here. Anyways, I get an email and I have to then attach it to an email, the tutorial, and send it back to you. So I do usually guarantee that within 48 hours in case I happen to be gone or something, which doesn't happen too often. Or when you place an order with me, here is my blog, www.astampabove.com. Now, you can only place an order with me if you are in the United States. You're going to order with the respective countries of our International Design Team blog hoppers. If you are in the UK or Australia or New Zealand, you're going to order with the people that are in those countries. Here is my monthly host code. Please use that if your order is under $150. If it's over $150, don't use the code. you're going to get Stampin' rewards, and I want you to have those. Now, I said I would talk a little bit about the Bow Jig. My friend Denise's husband makes these, but they are gone for the winter and they won't be back till April or May. So I'm going to tell you all about this. This is nothing more than straight nails. You don't want a nail that has a big head on the top. You want it to be fairly straight. And these two holes are 1 inch apart, and then the holes on each side are drilled a 1/2 inch beyond those. This is just a piece of wood. It doesn't have to be finished like this one. This piece of wood is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. And again, depending on what size bow you want, here's a small bow. This is very, very tiny. You take it and I like to call this the Cancer ribbon, right? Because that's the symbol for Cancer. And you cross it over like that. You're gonna take this one under, back up over, and tie it in, oh goodness, tie it in a single knot. So under, back over, tie it in a single knot. This is when you can adjust that center part of the bow, okay? Here's your cute, adorable little bow. Your bows are perfect every single time. Now, find somebody to make you one. These are super easy. Anybody with a drill can do it. Go find a hunk of scrap wood and make yourself a bow jig, because they tie the most amazing bows, and I know a lot of us struggle with bows, right? All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking down here on that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. Head over to my blog to see what the Stamping Society blog hoppers have created for you today using the Itty Bitty Christmas Bundle. And as usual, I always appreciate your orders. It's what keeps me in business and keeps these free videos coming your way. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day today to spend it with me. Bye-bye.